Hey, hello everyone, Sriram here. Good to see you all. Good evening, good morning to people around. Thanks for joining here. Yeah, please confirm, is my audio good for you? You can put yourself in mute mode. Fantastic. Okay, great. Tilo is here. Tilo, thanks for joining. So I was in Germany, pretty cold, snowing out. Okay, great all, and great to see you all on a beautiful day. I know this is going to be a wonderful day to talk about something new on PMP. Before you go there, I just want to give a good wish for you. You crossed 2020 with a lot of ups and downs. I appreciate your willpower. I appreciate your consistency on being at home because 2020 was good here for some of them. For some of them, it was hard due to health and other concerns, job issues, losing their position. A lot happened. For some of them, it went well. They spent good time with the family. However, it is, days pass by. 2021 should be a good year with a lot of new hopes. With this, we'll kickstart this program. Once again, thanks a lot for joining this program where we're going to talk about something on project management professional year 2021. So what is a 2021, Sriram? Can't that be 22, 23? Of course, it's going to be further years also. Since this pattern is changing, let's talk about what is there for next year, which will help us for further years. I have a bunch of people here who are with me in PMP for a long time. In the sense, they would have started 3, 4 months back or 6 months back, the learning process. And they went through their course content. They read a few couple of books, watched a lot of videos, practiced a lot of questions. However, it is they may not able to go to exam before December. Various reasons. Could be health, it could be job, could be personal push, or feel I'm not ready. Sure, I don't feel that readiness, man. It's a little tough, so I don't get ready. So now the point what you're going to address here is what I can do with the knowledge what I gained so far. Can I use this for 2021? The immediate answer is yes. However, it is we have a lot of slides here to show you what actually inside this exam content so that I can mold myself with the detail what I have now, right? It is not something so new going to come, but at the same time, definitely certain new content on there. Now it's going to be addition. There are a lot of questions going to be there. I have a place for question session where I'll keep the forum open. You can ask some questions. We'll try to answer as much as we can. So that's a message here. With this, we'll get inside. I'm getting more people joining in and people watching the YouTube. Thanks everybody watching here. Thanks for being with us for a long time. And thanks for showing a passion towards learning. Sure, what is this passion? There are a lot of certificates in this world, a lot of courses in this world. The question is, why should I go for a learning? I always keep telling that every year allocate certain amount of time, energy, and money. Money is last. Some people think that I have to spend more money. Okay, money comes last. First, your time. Your time is more valuable. That too, when you're at the experience of 14 years, 15 years, 20 years, you have a family, your time is more valuable. Your 1 hour, which you can spend with the kids. Now you have to sit in the program and listen. It's not easy. Second thing, energy. How much of effort you're going to put. Third comes money. When you put all these three together on a every year basis, a small quantity is enough. Gradually you'll see a growth. If you watch out all the grown-up people in this world, when I say grown-up, not by body size, I'm talking about mind, wealth, and health. Everybody have this habit. The only habit is learning every year some new concept, some new thing which they like. Don't learn something people push at you, right? Everybody doing data science. I'll also do data science. Doesn't make sense. You should like it. you should feel that this will help me. Why people come to PMP? Leadership and management is an evergreen industry. Shouldn't did you say evergreen? Yes, it is. If you go thousands of years back, it was green. Even now, it is green. Another 100 years from now, it will be green because good managers and good leaders always needed in the market. So project management professional is one of a certificate which will help us to scale ourselves first and then show to the world that, hey, you know what? I have this. So this is going to help a lot. With this, we'll get inside. I'll start talking few topics about PMP. You can stop me if you feel, hey, can you explain this a little more? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. I may get some confirmation from you to understand, are you seeing my screen? Quickly, somebody can confirm me by saying yes. If you can hear me, you can see me, you can get my screen shared.
Yes, Sriram. Yes.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And thanks to everyone for staying on the mute to avoid the background sound. I appreciate it. Here we go. Let's move a little more. What I have. Let's go one by one. Okay, PMP 2021 is coming up. I know when 2020, the logo started changing for PMP, it was, oh man, the logo has changed. The old logo was looking pretty good, right? Many people say that we like the blue color certificate, not the orange one. Now, after some time, when we look at the new certificate, that looks pretty good. Hey, it's orange is good. Now, what people are doing is they are downloading the new certificate in the orange color. The guys who got in blue color, now they get in orange color. Why I tell this points? Any change comes in, it takes time for people to accept. Human behavior is something like change cannot be accepted immediately. It will take little time. So general stats says that change can be introduced 10 to 12 to 15%. That's an amount of change you can introduce. If you introduce too much of change, people cannot take it. PMI is very clever on that. I believe they do a lot of psychology study. They do a change in a very proportional format. So they made some changes on the color, logo. Now I'm used with that. I think some of you also used with that. Same is happening in the content. They're slowly adding the content. Let's go a little more. That's welcoming us 2021. First thing, let's see this pie chart. I believe some of you would have seen it, but let's relook at it once more. On the right most bottom side, you see 5 process groups, which we are very familiar for the last at least 4 or 5 years. It's supposed to be 4 years. Due to pandemic, it extended one more year or 6 more months. Now we are in this 5 process groups or domains we call as initiation till closing. This is how we are doing it. And our PMBOK 6th edition, 5th edition, 4th edition, all are aligned to the same model. Even you read the books of 10 years, this is how it will be. Initiate it, plan it, execute it, and plan, monitor it, and then deliver it and close the project. This is how it is. Even today, any project will work in this model only. However it is, now what PMI did is, or PMP exam team did is, they come out with a chart. And this chart, this time, they grouped into 3. In this 3, they took people, they took process, and business environment. Shyam, is this new totally? But the way people said PMP going to have agile, where is agile? I'm not seeing that word here. If you're worried about it, I will say, don't worry. Agile is blended inside the subject. Remember the word, I'm using the word blended inside. It means in people, they will have agile mixed up. How do you form an agile team? How do you interact open with the team? How do you do a retrospective? So they will talk people, both predictive and adaptive nature. Same goes with the process, same goes with the business environment. I will give split ups under this, what all are there. But before that, these 3 are going to happen. Now, when you see a chart on the left, on the bigger pie chart. The big piece portion goes to two people. The two things are, one is people oriented, which is 42% of your exam questions going to be in people area. A quick mathematics, 42% out of 200 questions, how many will be the questions? Let me see a chat window. Meantime, I'll take my pen. So how many questions can come if it is 42%? 42% can be how many out of 200 questions?
Around 80.
98.
84.
84.
Out of 200, right? 200. See, total PMP exam questions going to be 200. In 200, 84 questions going to be people oriented. Now, immediately somebody can question me, hey Sriram, do you mean that current exam don't have people oriented question? And I'll reply back, yes, it has any. But we didn't count it, it is 84 questions. There will be questions 40, 60, maybe 90, we don't know. But now, logically, they'll grouping it. So don't think something new being innovated, nothing new innovated. Same today morning, a person cleared the exam and she called me, I cleared the exam. If I ask her how many people oriented question you see there, I don't know. It will be a mix of things. So definitely people oriented questions are there, but now you are going to put your binocular focus on people, but definitely little more extra focus coming now. A lot of leadership thought oriented coming up. And I'll tell you, this is the only reason or one of the reason PMP is going to rock the market. Why? None of the good certificate in the market have a good focus on people handling. They have here and there bit and piece, but the good people handling from starting end to end, forming a team, handling the conflict between the team, framing the team properly, negotiating, influencing abilities. The whole leadership concepts about people are well explained in PMP and also expected in the exam questions. It's not only explaining, they ask in the exam questions also, which makes you to read. So going forward, people clear PMP would be a proudly tell that, you know what, I read people-oriented system really well. So I'm a good people manager. I'm a good leader. So it's going to happen there. So by the way, 84 questions going coming there. Let's go to the big piece. Oh man, the shark is here. Now we have 50% of questions from process. Really big? Yep. What is this process all about? Shriram, I heard that in Agile there is no process. We are going to be without process. If you heard like that, it's not true. Agile do have process. Predictive, adaptive, both have process. What is process? Planning of timeline, planning of cost, planning of some factor on scope, planning of other factors like risk or procurement. These all going to be the process which you have to do. Nearly 100 questions going to be in this area which you have to take it up, right? So rest all goes to the 8%. This is purely going to talk about business value, how you give value back to the customer. So these three areas has been divided or grouped. I can call it as a grouping rather than telling as a divider. Already it is an initiation to closing stage. Now we are making to this flow. But you know, this is not totally clear, man. Can you talk a little more deep inside what these guys are covering here? By the way, can you talk to me? Is this my current book valid? I have a PMBOK 6th edition. Can you use it? Can you tell me what the exam questions will look like? Right? Is it going to be objective type? Something changing there? If you can tell me, that will be good. If you ask me, those topics are coming up. So give me a few minutes. Meantime, I saw some of them putting their hands up. Anybody have any question? I can help out. Okay, I don't hear anything, so no questions. Let's move on. By the way, this talent triangle, you see two things up here, two triangles are here. On the left, what you see is the talent triangle of PMI, published few years back, should be 7 or 8 years back, right? So in this talent triangle, they have given 3 key items. The whole system of books of project management is based on this talent triangle. Totally, the concept is based on that. What the talent triangle talks about, they talk about the business strategy, they talk about technical factors, they talk about leadership. Now let's look at the new stuff. They didn't put any triangle, but based on the three domains we got for the new exam, if you put the talent triangle on that format, you will see the same concept getting repeated. You will see the business environment, you will see the process. Shriram, how the process and a technical project is equal. In technical project, we will talk about the planning factors, project methodologies, predictive, adaptive, how do you want to do? We talk about costing, scheduling, and other factors of quality. The same going to happen in process, and in leadership, here it's going to be the people oriented. So the concept getting again aligned. So nothing changing again. Oh man, nothing changing. So am I reading the right book? Let me talk. Let me go a little more. Oh, Shrikant is very interested and he's asking a question. On release of PMBOK 7th edition, will PMP exam content change again? Shrikant, first of all, PMP PMBOK 7th edition is not yet announced. And always PMI announce a content outline, they don't change the outline, whereas they add more reference book. We'll talk about it. By the way, in this team, nobody worry about the 7th edition, right? 7th edition is a different vertical. I have spoken about this in a different video. What is 6th edition? What is 7th edition? How PMP PMBOK book team works, how exam team works. Don't think books team, exam team are close friends. No, both are different company under PMI. They work on their own timeline. Books will release on their own timeline, exam will change on their own timeline. They don't have any relation to one another. If you get this clarity, you don't even think about which book to go for, because there are a lot of books there to read about PMP, right? Hope that helps you, Srikanth, for your question. Let me move a little more. Main area. Here it comes. There is something called exam content outline. Okay. Every few years, the PMP exam team announces an outline. So, what is this outline all about? I was just talking to you about people, process, and environment, and some percentage I was talking to you. What they do here is they'll give a PDF. In this PDF, almost 15, 16 pages will be there. In these pages, what they will do is they'll give some detail like what are the area they call as a domain. This is called domain. Okay. Under domain, they will give a task 1, task 2, task 3. Like this, 14 tasks are there for people. The task is, for example, here, manage conflict. Earlier, if when you go to PMP books, in resource management, there is a place called conflict management, but not much drilling used to happen there. Maybe hardly here and there some content will be there. But now they took a one place specifically and they put a task called conflict management. And under that conflict management, they're giving some bullet points. This could be the area which you have to focus. So what is the deal here, Shriram? If you ask me, when you go to exam hall, in exam hall, some of the questions can be related to managing conflict. And under managing conflict, these are the areas you would be tested. Oh, really? So do I need to copy this line and search in PMBOK 6th edition? No, it's an idea. It's a concept. For this concept, you don't need to read only PMBOK or Rita or Head First. You can read any book in the world, understanding how a conflict works, right? That's how it's going to be. So now, domain, under domain, you have a task. Under task, you have something called enablers. These are called as enablers, okay? So now, like this, there is a PDF which has all these details in PMI website. So what you're seeing here is people, we have a 14 tasks like this, and in process, we have 17 tasks, and in domain 3, that is business environment, we have 4 tasks. If you watch out here at business environment, they talk about the plan and manage project compliance, how the compliance work in an organization. They go very deep inside. What are the external factors which can add for it? What are the internal factors? They talk more detail in that, right? I just pulled it some examples here. If you want, I can quickly show you how the outline really looks. Okay, I'm going to show that as a quick call for you. Here we go. Okay, this is the outline issued by PMI website. Anybody can download this. Okay, how many pages they have? They have hardly 15 pages. You can see each domain given here. This is one of the page book or PDF which everybody should have with you when you are going for the examination. Look at here for January 2021 exam update, which was published in May 2020. Due to pandemic, there was some delay. If not, this is what going to be there for a few more years, right? They won't update it then and there. They will do it every 4 to 5 years. So now you see here domain task enablers. It's being explained what it is. And these three going to be in all three domains. Let me quickly show what they mean by that. Okay, let me go a little more down. Okay, here it goes. This is what I showed in a pie chart: people, process, business environment. And they give a word called predictive approach, and half of present will be agile or hybrid approach. This is how it's going to be. Anybody coming from a Scrum master, you are a Scrum certified person. Shriram, can I write the exam immediately? I will say no. PMI, when they say agile, they'll cover broad, they will cover Kanban, they will cover lean management, they'll talk about crystal methodology, they will talk about extreme programming, they talk all these factors. This is how PMI will address agile, not only by Scrum, talking about a stand up, retrospective. That is not the only game here. It will be a little broader. I'll go a little more deep as I move forward. For now, understanding is it's going to be a mix of both. This is how PMI has published. Somebody's put the hands up. Let me listen to them. Hey, what's the question there? Can I get your question?
Hey, Sriram, this is Abhimanyu. Am I audible?
Yes, Abhimanyu. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to know. I just have cleared PMI SAP in the last month itself. If PMP is changing to include more and more about Agile and all, so will it be how will be how much it will be difficult for somebody who has done PMI SAP, and might be it is like might be they have some fresh knowledge, some fresh learning on PMI SAP, and how much it will be difficult. What do you think about it? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Abhimanyu, what do you mean by difficult?
Difficulty level in the sense, I mean, somebody who has not worked on Agile, or somebody who was starting with newly with PMP studies and all, the process and all, the people management, different things with Agile and all, they might find it new. Maybe somebody, I'm not sure about the content of PMP. I might be wrong, but somebody who has done PMI SCP might be aware about Agile things and all, who has already had working experience in Agile as a Scrum Master or something. How much difficult it will be for them?
Very valuable question. Thanks, Abhimanyu, for asking it. I think you asked for everyone in this team to understand, guys, this is going to be tough. Yeah, good question. To answer you, before even I go to Agile, I'll address something in the PMP which is there for the last 10, 15 years. They have something called procurement management. They have something called risk management. I'll be pretty honest. As I talk to my students of 10 people, only 3 people knows what is procurement, what is risk to the depth. But after coming to the classes, they learn it in the classes. They read it through the books. They digest it. Now, if you ask me, ask them, what do you know about risk management? They'll tell, yeah, I know predictive approach. I mean, I can go for a way of a qualitative, quantitative risk management. Now, how do they learn it? Because they have heard about it but not read it. Now they got an opportunity to read in a certification with a book with a systematic approach. Now they can proudly tell that I know procurement contracting system, I know risk management. I took only 2 topics. Like this, there are many topics. There are some people don't even know how to do costing calculation, how a estimation works. They may be a manager, but not had an opportunity to do costing. But through the books, they learned it. So to answer your question, definitely there will be slight difficulty because the concept is pretty new, but it is not so hard like a risk or cost management because Agile is a very floating, happy learning content. So it's easy to learn. Hope I answered your Abhimanyu.
Yeah, no, Sriram. One more thing. I mean, what I ask is somebody who has done PMI SAP for
Mhm.
that particular person, how much that will be difficult for that person who has done PMI SAP, who has studied for PMI SAP from last 2 months. They have cleared that exam, kind of thing.
Got you. Okay, coming back, let me address your case itself. You are the guy who want to go for PMP. There is a difference between ACP and PMP. PMP, it's like doing MBA in US university. It's a high content in a compressed form. So a person who learned Agile, like you, like PMI ACP, you may have knowledge of how agility works. But now you have to blend this with leadership concepts and project management concepts given in this book. And definitely it will help you at least 30 to 40% of knowledge, it will help you. Rest 70%, you have to learn it. When you ask the word difficulty, yes, the difficulty level still will be there, even if you come from ACP or Agile learned, because leadership is a little bigger concept in PMP. Hope that helps you now.
Perfect, Sriram. Perfect answer. I mean, thanks.
Great, man. Thanks a lot. Got it. Okay, good question. Let's keep moving. By the way, any questions more? Please put your hands up. If not, I'm moving down furthermore. So this is a domain task and enablers. I believe some of you have seen this in the content outline. If not, this is what's going to be here. And three things are there. Shinab, is it pretty new? Before this PMI don't have domain task. If you ask me, it is there for so many years. Even in the current content outline, we have domain, we have task. Instead of enablers, there'll be some knowledge skills, but not enablers. They have changed the terminology. They have used a little more explanation in a proper way. I feel this time content outline looks a little more interesting with a lot of clarity, right? So for people, they made it of managing conflict, leading the team, supporting the team performance, empowering the team. It goes. It's all pretty easy stuff. I'll tell you, if you're in leadership or management program, you go to any interview, these are the areas you struggle to answer the question. I'll promise you, if you go to interview, this is how it will be. So those are the areas you're going to learn. So the content is going to be really good. Very good. That's about the process. That's about the 17 tasks, and it goes on. Let me get back to the slides so you can listen to me. Very good. So you, as I mentioned in the content outline, you have 14, 17, 4. Fine. These are good, Shiram. So what next? Let's go next one. Next one is just to give an idea what all there in the next 3 years or 4 years of timeline of PMP. You will have 3 domains. You have to learn 35 tasks. For now, I just showed you that there are 14 tasks, there are 17 tasks, and there are 4. If you accumulate all, it becomes 35 tasks. So 3 domains are going to be people, it's going to be process, it's going to be business environment. And each one has 14, this guy has 17, this guy has 4. Putting all together, it's going to be 35 tasks in your list. Do I need to memorize this? Not to memorize, but you should know. Shiram, why should I know this? When you know that, your brain can think well when you answer the questions. For example, manage conflict is one of the tasks. If you know there is something called manage conflict, when an exam question comes in, you should can map it with that. Hey, this guy is talking about people, under people, manage conflict. I could tackle it this way. Just to get a brain map, we should know this 35 tasks. I'll tell it a little later how to memorize or remember this stuff. And under this task, we have 133 enablers. 133 guys, you want me to memorize this? I will say no. This is nothing needed worried there because this is a core content of your examination. So 335 and 133 is going to be your exam numbers to remember. So Shriram, you mean that when this is here, we have to forget 10 knowledge areas, 5 process groups, and a 49 process sheet? I will tell no. You will still have 10 knowledge areas. You will still have a process, 49 process sheet, but instead of talking 5, we will talk some other 5 area. I'm going to show that in a few minutes. So now, quick information is you have this domain, task, and enablers. To learn more about this, open up the content outline from PMI, you will get it. Let me move a little more to give some more clarity. Here we go. So now this is all good. I understand what all to do for 2021. You gave me 3 process groups or domains. Now tell me what are the books to read. Now in the chat, I saw Srikanth asking me PMBOK 7th edition coming in, right? If you are worried about that, there is a reference list released by PMI. So what reference list? If you can see here, these are the books recommended for your PMP exams. Can you quickly count and tell me how many books you see here? Let's see your counting skill. Quickly make a count and tell me how many books you see here. Okay, you could see around 10 books. Perfect, yeah. So in PMP going forward, you will have to read 10 books for the examination. Really? Even before this, what it was, Sriram, 10 books? Of course, it was also 10 or 20 books. But we don't read all these books. We read only one book called PMBOK 6th edition. Or you will listen to your coach. They will give some slides, some material through which you prepare for the examination, right? Now, if you watch out here, your PMBOK 6th edition is one of the reference book. This is for the new exam. So whatever book which you have with you, 6th edition is a reference book. Then what? Agile Practice Guide, which is part of 6th edition, that is also a reference book. Now the market is recommending if you read these 2 books, you can clear the examination in 2021. Then why Shriram all other books are here? Yes, these are the books which will add more knowledge to you. But believe me, each book is 800, 1000 pages, 400 pages. If you want to read all this book, it will take another 1 year to go to the examination, right? But to your knowledge, PMP does not come from one book. That is a knowledge I want to give you. Because some are worried about a 7th edition coming in or 8th edition coming in. Don't worry about it. These are the reference book given. If you read these reference books, you will get great knowledge as per the PMP exam content outline. But actually, 6th edition helps a lot to get the whole essence of it. Or if you want to read something about project management, systematic approach or system approach, this has a lot of content, right? If you want to learn about Agile, you can go Essential Scrum. It's one of the good book to read. It's a bigger book in the market, right? The management process is here. Some books are here. These are the books available on Amazon or downloadable PDF, and people can read it. So all this book combination is going to help the PMP. This is a reason PMP is the most reputed certificate in the world, because all these are top books in the world. And the essence of this only you are going to write in the examination. When you clear that examination, it means you learned leadership, you learned management, you learned agility. That's a concept. Okay, all good, Shiram. So you're asking me to read 10 books? Man, this is crazy, man. Reading one book itself takes a long time for me. Okay, I'm out of college so many years back. I can't read PMBOK itself properly. How do you ask me to read all? Actually, you no need to read all the books. We can focus on a couple of books or one book to go to examination if we are exam direct targeted. Let's show what all books are there. Now, if you watch it here, these 3 books can help you to hit your exam faster. Now, PMBOK 6th edition stays the same. Anybody has a PMBOK 6th edition, you will read that book. Nothing changed in it. If some of you reading currently, you will just continue the same book in January, February, same material. Also, with that, you will read Agile Practice Guide. What is Agile Practice Guide? It's a 150 to 200 pages book, which comes along with PMI 6th edition. So you will read something on agility there. So agility there and PMBOK. So you mean, Shriram, in PMBOK 6th edition, we don't have Agile? Actually, it is already there. We didn't give focus to it. Every chapter, you will see a couple of pages or more than that talking about adaptive nature of project handling. If you go to schedule management, in schedule management, you will see release planning or agile planning will be written there. In cost management, some concept will be given there. We didn't give more focus to that. Going forward, we have to focus that pages also along with reading Agile Practice Guide. So the content level is getting little more higher. Okay, well and good. Let's see the third book, Rita. Rita published their new book, that is a 10th edition. And this 10th edition, they organized the same old way of having scope management, schedule management, cost management, communication, procurement, the same format. But what they did is they took all the essence of this 35 tasks, which I showed you now. They put the essence into that, and every chapter has those content organized. This is how they made the book in Rita. Rita is available in the market, bit expensive in the market now, right? That's a book in market now. Let me see some chat messages coming up. Let me listen to chat also. Uh, Abhimanyu's put a question. How about Rita Mulkai? Okay, Abhimanyu, you got the answer. Savio's putting a question. Oh, do I need to buy the Rita book? I bought ninth edition book. Okay, Savio, if you bought ninth edition from Rita, they gave an option. You can go to 10th edition also. Some extension is there. Check with RMC, Rita Mulkai Group. They will give you the new one. That's how it works. Rita books are always good, but at the same time, this time PMI has published, we are referring 10 books. It's going to be a little crazy because sometimes if it is one book you are focused, when they give 10 books, really going to be slightly tougher because some of you would love that model of book, some of you love this model of book. Which one to read is going to confuse. So sometimes a coach or a PMP trainer will have a essence of content. When you go to that, chances are can streamline, but nothing stops you reading other books also. But to my knowledge, these three books are sufficient enough for now to go to examination because exam questions are yet to be seen. The people who write exam by January, we will come to know what kind of questions getting targeted. So we can't make too much of prediction. We have to wait for it. Only when the exam started happening by January and January 1st and 2nd week, we'll get the hold of it, how the questions are getting framed, right? So that will help us to tell this is a model we have to go. But beyond that, in few minutes, I'll show you how PMI recommends with the class model. PMI recommends the 5 areas where you have to cover in the classes. I'll show that in a few minutes. That's going to really help you to understand, hey, this is how it should work, right? I'll show that now. There is a question from Bhagat. Do we have any relationship mapping between 10 knowledge areas, 5 process group, 14 process, new domains? Yes, Bhagat, I'm coming to that area. Hold on, I'm coming there. Okay, so far you have seen 3 process groups and you saw 35 tasks, 133 enablers, pretty good. And you also saw 10 reference books from PMI. Tomorrow, 7th edition comes in, they will add that also under reference. Really? So it can become 11 books to read. 11 books? Yes. PMP will be one of the best certificate in the world. When somebody completes it, it's something like doing an MBA in the best university because that much of content is there, right? Let's move a little more, but nothing to scare. It's easy to do because that's why we are here as a coach. Okay, here it goes. Quick information on the examination. Let me take a sip of water. Meantime, please read it. Please read the screen once. Okay, thanks for reading the screen. Now, what is happening on the exam? On the exam, there is no change. It's going to be 200 questions. It's going to be 4 hours of examination, which is 240 minutes. Negative marking, no. Exam toughness. This area, there are a lot of speculation. Toughness may go high. PMI never have a word called high or low. They use a word called standard. We have to increase our level to reach that standard, right? That's how they do. They don't do a kind of, increase the intensity. No, they don't do that. Always they are the same level. The exam questions are prepared by Alpine Group, which is a psychometric exam, where they always have the highest standard. How to reach a standard? By reading all these books, by practicing, you reach there. Or by your practical knowledge in the project, you reach there. So assumption is the standard what is maintained today will continue. If somebody is totally out of agile and they are coming inside, for them the toughness can be little heavy. The reason is they're not used with agile concepts. But with the PMP introducing agile inside, in next few years, every industry will have a flavor of agile. Oh, Sriram, PMP has such a effect? Yes, it has. PMP is recognized in 200 countries. It's the most reputed certificate in the world. When they do something, the whole world will turn back. So definitely, chances are it's going to happen. So question pattern and so question content going to be same as assumption. But anyway, we have to wait and see how it's happening in January. Before I move, there are some questions popping up. Let me check out. Preeta is putting no match the answers. The Q pattern seems different, not for MCQs. Let's wait, Preeta. I'll address it. I have scheduled exam and mention exam time 270 minutes. So pass 270 minutes includes your time of joining the exam. Sharon Simons are pass marks. Okay. Okay, come back. Three questions here. Preeta is putting a question pattern. Okay, here it is. There are certain assumptions, and also some people took practice model exam of PMI March 2020. Now, the inputs what came here is they were given a question or model of objective type, which is very common in PMI. Even today, that is how it is. Going forward, that's how it's going to be. So you'll be given a choice of A, B, C, D. Either of one, you have to choose. This is how current exam is. January, it is expected you may get choose any two, that is multi-choice, right? It's an expected. But if it comes in, it's going to be really tough. Seriously? Yes, very tough. Because if it is one answer, it will be easy to target. If you give two answers, it will be tough. But there is an assumption it could be there, right? Because most of the agile exams these days targeting questions like this, and some of the other certificate also targeting like this. Chances are you may get this multi-choice questions. Pretty tough one. Next one is match correct answers. Some graphical way of mapping and matching may commit, like a drag and drop option can be there. It's all depending on the PMI application format and how they do that. But chances are this three format is expected. Sometimes they're telling that fill in the blanks format also can come inside. The point here is there is nothing to type. It will be always objective type with the mouse only you have to do, but still there is no confirmation. The point 2 and 3 are going to come, but there are discussions in the market. Some of the known people of a PMI group also talking it's going to be there, but still on January 2 we will come to know. That's a message on the exam pattern. Hope Preeta that answers you. I'll go to Gaurav. Gaurav says 270 minutes given. Gaurav, the exam is only 240 minutes. 30 minutes could be your joining time and your ID card verification time. This is how they'll give extra that time. But the exam is only 240 minutes for you. Hope that answers. 240 minutes is nothing but your 4 hours of examination. There is no change in that, right? That's good. Then pass mark. Pass mark continues the same. When I say pass mark, PMI never declare the pass scoring. They only say that above target, below target, target, need improvement. Earlier, they used to tell this for 5 domains. Now they'll tell for 3 domains. That's it. Earlier, there'll be a chart, bigger chart. 5 domains will tell you above target, above target, above target. Now 3 areas they'll tell above, right? So what makes above target, that we'll talk later in a different session, because that is why we have a coaching, practicing, all are there, right? We'll talk that. Hope that helps you, Sharon. Okay, quickly, let me go to the next areas because a lot more there to talk to you about exam. Now, we have something called predictive nature, that is a 50%, right? And adaptive nature, 50%. Okay. Now, this is going to be a mix of things, questions. But Sriram will be exactly 100th question, they'll start predictive. 101, it will start with agile. Not like that. It will be a mix of things. In fact, PMI is so beautiful in framing the question. When you go and take a question in the real PMP exam, they will not ask only risk management question. They'll mix risk management with the communication with the stakeholder. They'll put a lock into each three. Same way, they'll make a predictive with adaptive and mix all and put a question. So this is how they're going to do that. So you can expect this can happen, right? Right. Okay. So that's about it. And one more question. Venkata is putting a question. Predictive questions are like from PMBOK current edition. Venkata, if you joined little later, in the beginning I was giving a clue. PMBOK 6th edition is part of our book. In the PMBOK 6th edition, we have Agile and also we have Predictive Nature. Also, we're going to read the Agile Practice Guide. It's a mix of all. It's not something like only one area. Current edition is the 6th edition. Yes, that's what we're going to continue. Hope that answers you, Venkata. Anivesh Mishra is putting. Could you please explain a little more about predictive questions? We will go a little later. I'll talk about it, Mishra, because predictive nature is what currently PMP is happening. We'll talk a little later. Preeta says, I thought of rescheduling my exam from 28th to December to Q1, but now I'm again confused. Is it should need a reschedule? Hold on, Preeta, don't jump to the conclusion. Leadership is all about observing things around, not reacting, responding. Okay, I'm just telling that, observe the content. Let's go step by step. I'll explain. Okay, in this area, before I move, I'll quickly address Mishra's question. Mishra says, what is predictive questions? Predictive nature is something you plan things in advance and make the work accordingly. You plan the risk management, you plan procurement, you plan timeline and do the work. Relevant questions were framed in PMI so far. In PMP exam, if you go out of 200 questions, 196 questions or 194 questions will be predictive nature questions. Mix of content of how things are planned and doing the work. Now, going forward, it will be like a adaptive nature plus predictive nature. So answer your question, predictive is something based on the predictions and plans what we made. Hope you got that, Mishra. Okay, with this, let me move on. Can I move from here? Any questions further on the examination before I tell you something more on the subject? Any questions in exam? I can help you. Okay, I assume no questions. Let me move a little more. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, the area comes in. This is our area. Okay, Shriram, all good, man. You spoke about books. You spoke about outline. Let's come to the day-to-day problem. What to do here? Now, how PMI has framed the content, how your class is going to happen, how you have to read the content. This is what I'm going to show now. Whatever model of project, it could be 2020, could be 1918 or 2018, 2019, or it could be after 5 years or 6 years, wherever you go, always you have a customer to demand something. They're saying that, hey guys, can you give me something? Okay. And when they come for some work with you, what they come for? They come for to getting some deliverables. What is this deliverables all about? Deliverables talks about output. They're coming for deliverables, right? Customer comes for deliverables. They want to go happy once they buy something from you, or you go and buy something from the client or supplier. This is what the plan is. This is there for last thousands of years, hundreds of years, 5 years back, 10 years later. This is what it's going to be. Your PMP have to live only within this. It cannot go outside of it. If somebody worried about the examination, nothing changing in this. This is how it's going to be. Somebody asks something, somebody going to give it. For that reason, they create something called SOW. If you heard about this one, it's called Statement of Work. This is how it's going to start. So start is like this, end is like this. No change in start and end. Okay. Now let's see how the exam content preparation, how your classes will happen so that you get the knowledge. Let me go one by one. First thing. Here we go. The first thing expected in the class or in the books of preparation is creating a high performing team. Okay. The first topic on the exam coverage, actually I'm going to talk 5 areas. In this 5 areas, the first one is creating the team, the ground one, the initiating process of the project related. What is high performing team? I'll show one by one. Now what happens is in this high performing team, what's going to happen is you will bring in one of the domain called people. If you remember it, people. In people, we have 14 tasks, which is 42% of your examination. This will come under high performing team. You mean that how to bring a team, how to collaborate them, how to form a virtual team. They will talk about this, getting the ground ready. Any project in the world, when it starts, the moment the contract gets signed, we will first thing work on stakeholders identification and forming the team. This is the first groundwork. They're talking about how do you do the groundwork in the beginning. Okay, there are a lot of explanation on this. I'll talk a little later. For now, first understand creating the team. Subhab Sriram, this is good. Creating team is a big good job, man. I'm doing already in my office. Very good. If you do that, well and good. Second one is they talk about starting a project. Now, after you form the team, now you have to start the project. So what is start a project? Start a project means you have to plan. What to plan? Plan for requirement, plan for timeline, plan for costing, plan for quality. And starting the project talks about how do you plan it, how do you manage it. By the way, some of you listening here are thinking that how this is mapping with the initiation planning. I'll show that in a minute. For now, understand creating a team, basic, then you start the project. After you start the project, what you do? You have to do the work, doing the work. Okay, start the project, do the work. Okay, sounds fine. After starting, you have to do the work, right? What's the big deal there? What's the next? The next one they're talking here is keeping the team on track. What to do here? Here again, it's going to talk about people related. Okay, quickly I'll talk on more before giving suspense for you. 5 items. These are the 5 items which the way the content is organized for your exam preparation. This is how the class is going to happen. So 5 things what they're telling here is people, and you talk about project, then you talk about a team on track and business. I'll tell you how they group it. Now, this is the people related area. Out of 14, they are giving 7 tasks here. I'll show that slowly. And these 2 talk about process, which you learned, which has a 17 items to learn. And here it talks again about people, and it talks about the rest of the 7 items. And it talks about business environment. This is how they grouped it. All the task comes under this. But Shriram, how this is mapping with the current situation of what we have initiation, planning, execution. If you ask me, I will quickly show you how does it look like. If you watch out, project initiation, that is what you do now, right? You start with identifying the stakeholders, getting the groundwork done, forming the team. It's going a little more elaborate and explained in the initiation stage. And when you say starting the project, they're talking about project planning. The planning activities, what you do in 5 process groups now, that's all happening here, including every constraints like quality, talk about resource, all happening here, right? And then doing work is nothing but execution, which we are doing now, right? Little more different or little more elaborated way. And keeping the team track, it's nothing but monitoring. How do you monitor things going up? However, the last one is business in mind, talks about how you deliver business value. How do you look out for the compliance and security things? How do you look out the value going to the customer for customer satisfaction? How do you use the value measurement? These all being covered in a business in mind. Now, if you look at this, does it look like slightly the way what you already read? If anybody doing PMP for a while? If you think so, I will tell yes, this is how it's getting framed. Okay, I'll quickly give a pass here. Sorry, I'll go a little back. I'll give a pass here. Yes, if anybody reading the PMP books already you got an idea. Your project starts here, your project ends here. I tried to group it in a way, but the points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is given by PMI. Your classes will happen in this form. You will read in this form. But when I digested and I was able to understand, I got the essence that The same thing, little more refined and elegant way they made it, like initiation, planning, execution, monitor, and control. Without this, what do you do in this world? If a birthday party planned in my home, I have to initiate it. I have to plan it. I have to do it. I have to monitor it. Suddenly, if somebody changes the syllabus, the whole world will not change. But syllabus changing is helping us to organize the content. If you understand this basic principle, you will not get scared of examination, right? Are you getting some basic now? Can I see your chat window? Are you getting some grip of what PMI trying to do? Very good. Very good. Yep. You don't think from the exam perspective, PMP is changing. I'm scared of it, right? So now what happened here is any project should work like this only. Even after 1,000 years, maybe after 30, 40 years, I may die. Somebody new will come and take classes. The world will not change. The world will be always same. The project should start, the project should end. The project should be planned. But on the planning, do I need to make a elaborate planning or do I need to make a short planning? How do you handle people effectively? That's what we discussed here. Primarily, the market, they're not liking the word resource. People should be called as people, not resource. Right? And a lot of debate happened in the market for a while. Now, PMI corrected all those terminology and they made sure that we are so much gel connected with the real-time work happening in the market. But I'll tell you, I really love this content. I was reading for last few weeks. I started feeling, wow, this guy's organized really, really well. Right? We'll talk more about it. Boo boo. Okay, there is a question from Pandya. But how agile practice will be mapped? Okay, Pandya, you have to look at this way. As I said earlier, agile will not come and attach like another compartment in the train. A train has 24 compartments. Suddenly you will not attach 25th compartment. That's not agile. Agile is part of all the program. It is something like an air mix up everywhere. In forming a team, you need agility. In planning, you need agility. In execution, you need agility. Monitoring, you need agility. So when you read the books, probably when I take the classes and explain it, every area you will have a predictive approach, you will have an adaptive approach. More than using the word agile, I would recommend to use the word adaptive approach because agile is one of the form of adaptive approach. Today it's agile. Maybe another 20 years, 10 years, somebody can come with some other topic. So adaptive approach is on the fly, on the random, on the quick change. How do we change things? That's how they make it happen. Hope that answers you. Now, let me go a little more. Okay, this screen gives some clarity because I tried to put in a way, I know I put a little clumsy here, but I thought of putting to make some sense of how work is starting, how work is ending. That's how I want to make it up. Okay, Mohammed is putting a question. If someone already know the 14 processes, 5 process groups, and 10 knowledge areas, how long it will take to learn this new exam? Good question. Mohammed, now we have to go through this training or learning one more time to see how much agile or adaptive is blended inside this course, right? And also it depends on the person who is learning. If Mohammed is already well and good in adaptive nature, well and good in agile model, the exam can be a little more faster. But they are pretty new to that area, can take another 3 to 4 extra weeks to learn those concepts. Also, we cannot underestimate PMI in their PMP questions. They always maintain the standard. We are yet to see how they frame situational questions in Agile. They already have an ACP exam. I'm not saying no, but I'm sure they will not copy the question from there to here. What they will do is they'll take an adaptive Agile question and then mix with the leadership concept and then they put the question. PMI is well versed for combining the concept and asking question. So we have to read the content a little more and digest it based on your adaptive knowledge also. Hope that helps you, Mohammed. Okay, let me move a little more. I'm coming to a little more explanation now. So what are the contents here under this 5 area? Okay, these are the 5 areas. Now, if you watch out, like initiation, planning, execution, monitor, and control, same 5 areas, different language. Instead of using one word, they use the sentence. They use the paragraph. This is what at least I understood. I'm not saying it's a copy paste. They definitely added content, but no need to scare off it. If anybody did an initiation, how to work with engaging others in a project environment, fantastic team building. This is nothing but initiating the project. Sriram, in initiation, we had to develop charter, we have identified stakeholders. Let's not see from the same angle, slightly different angle. They're trying to see how to start the work with the environment and people. That's what they're trying to say. See, if they want to copy paste the same, why should they call it as PMP new content, right? They can copy paste it, right? When it is new, definitely some flavor will be there. So we have to accept the changes, but the changes is coming in this format. Starting the project, this is the place I said all the planning happens. I'll show that in a minute of time. Doing the work, how to get the work done efficiently, nothing but your execution. Keeping the team track, it's nothing but working on your monitoring the stuff. And this talks about keeping the business in mind. Projects are initiated to deliver value, right? Deliver something useful to the business. So it's important that you stay aware of business context. I like this one really very much. Usually we have it in monitor and control. We keep doing this process, but now specifically they're giving focus on value. The word value is very much important now in the market. They keep focusing how much you give value consistently. That's a focus here. So this 5 is the way you are going to prepare your examination. So Sriram, you're confused, man. You gave me 3 process: people, process, business environment. Then you said 35 tasks are there. Now you are saying 5 areas are there. Man, how to work? I would tell, don't worry. It will take little time to digest. It took for me 3, 4, 5 days to digest it. Now in the sleep, I can tell what all there, because you already read the books of PMP. If somebody newly learning, you are so happy, nothing to worry, no baggage for you. Just open the book, start reading, you read from this. Now, how to understand this? 3 domains are there as usual. 35 tasks are there. Don't worry, 35 tasks now, because that is a way coaching will help you. How to learn this 35 tasks. That you don't worry. If you understand there's a 5 areas PMI talking, that is good for now. Yeah, that's expectation. Okay, let me go a little more. Oh man, a lot of content coming up. Here is the content. Okay, this is the content which I want to show you. Okay, now take your time and read what is given in each vertical. Okay, okay. Can you spend a minute and just read it and read some of the bold fonts also? And tell me, these are the areas you already seen in your current PMP if you are preparing PMP now. Tell me if you see something relevant to that. Take a couple of minutes just to read some of the content and let me know. Do you see something relevant, at least in planning? A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I tried to put bold for certain areas, but certain areas, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of them. A lot of them are same. In fact, what happened is in PMBOK, whatever you read is a sub items. The sub item become a focus item. If you say build a team, man, build a team is part of your resource management. Do you know resource management? What are the 3 things you have in resource management? Yeah. You have a develop a team, acquire the resource, right? Frame a team, all happens, right? The almost same content here, but little more explanation is here. That's what you have to look into, right? Now, I try to put in this format. By the way, PMI does not tell in this format. I try to organize it, but this is all correct. The numbers what I given here, 1 to 7, 1 to 9, 1 to 8. This is correct. This is how it is framed here. And the top initiation planning execution, PMI does not tell that. I put it so that you don't feel alienated. Oh my goodness, new content, no new content. It's a kind of same format, right? When I see this, when I read it for a few weeks, I started feeling that it's a little more well organized now, right? What happened is, if you see execution, let's see the execution. They're telling that in execution, you focus on risk managing, because risk is something which you have to plan it. I'm not saying no, but at the same time, you have to handle and manage it on the fly as well. In a sense of agility, they take risk immediately to resolve the problems. They don't carry the risk for a long distance. They try to put that risk in that area. You can see managing communication, working with stakeholders, a part of execution. We do it in current book also, we do that, but here it's going a little more elaborate. Look at the point number 6, how to manage project changes. I don't think it's a new topic, it's there for a long time. Now they're going a little more deep inside, explaining how changes are coming inside. Yeah, that's how it works. So I feel that you have a client SOW, this is how it's going to flow through, right? These are the contents you're going to read. So now I say to you, there are 35 tasks below this. The numbers, what you see is nothing but those 35 tasks. See, if it is a task, in the book, they'll give a task by task and explain. In the book, they won't use a task by task. Still, the books are coming by, you talk about scope management, schedule management, cost management. It's in the same form, but you will map that with your task while you're reading. That is why we take classes to explain you how a task will map with that, right? Okay, Tilo is putting, so risk planning is not relevant anymore. Tilo, when you see there, how to assess and manage risk, the word assess is nothing but planning. See, even in an adaptive nature of a project, we assess the risk, right? But we take quicker action in risk management. Definitely risk is going to be there. You will have a risk predictions, all going to be there. But at the same time, the way of handling will be a little more faster, little more quicker than planning something and keeping the register for a long time. That's the way they're looking into it. Hope that helps you. Nothing changes, by the way. Okay, I'll be there. Okay, now if you look at the next one, quickly make you understand. So 2 more items. I can't put everything in the same screen. I brought it here. Monitoring, right? So if you watch out here, keeping the team on track. Okay, that's interesting. Keeping the team on track. What are you going to do? See, when you do the work, when the work is moving, you have a lot of conflicts going to happen. You have to work with the stakeholders. You can see emotional intelligence is coming up. So it's a mix of things. Usually in monitor and control, we will see work performance data. We will see how things are happening. So that things are happening as a combined flow in previous slide itself. You watch out here. They're saying planning and managing budget and resources. Planning and managing schedule. You will plan it, you will manage it. So a project is a combination of all. You plan it, you manage it in a full flow. So they try to reorganize the content, right? Anyway, I'll talk when I take the classes to you. But for now, just understand that we are almost close with what we have already. But this part of keeping the business in mind, if you watch out, managing the compliance, internal, external business environment changes, supporting organizational changes, employing continuous process improvement. So this is how it works. So bunch of items are new here. Many items are pretty same here. Sure, the new items where I will read is that in the PMBOK 6th edition. To be honest, some items are not in PMBOK 6th edition. So we have to go to some of the reference book and read those content, right? So maybe when we take classes, we'll give notes on that, we'll give content on that, the new areas, which is not in PMBOK 6th edition, which you will catch up for your examination, right? This is a plan now. Anyway, days are there. When January comes in, you'll try to see more how questions are coming up, right? So PMBOK 6th edition has a lot of content. Some of the areas we never thought in this angle. Only when you see this as a task, you'll understand, wow, that makes sense. When they say leading a team could be a couple of lines in the PMBOK 6th edition, but we are not seeing it very focused like. Now you'll start reading it more. Okay, that gives more importance. So you may see a lot of questions relevant to that. You practice questions on that angle. Maybe that will help you a lot. Yep. Okay, that's pretty good. I believe this gives some basic idea for you. Okay, project closure is part of the plan. Sumant is putting a question. Hey guys, how project closure is happening? It's the same format. There is no change in that. You're going to have it here, right? You can see here. Okay, for a question, if you see here, planning and managing project phase closure, it's going to be the same. Nothing changed, right? Any project should be closed. What are you going to do? So you may not have a closing as a separate phase, but it will be here itself. That's how it is. I will tell you, they reorganized most of the content. See, you know, I was doing these classes from PMBOK 5th edition. From 5th edition, it moved to 6th edition. In the 6th edition, what happened is they removed closed procurement. People got scared. Oh my God, procurement is not closed, man. What to do? Then they saw closed procurement as part of controlled procurement. End of day procurement should be closed. Nobody can say no for it. Only thing they moved from here to here because it makes some logical sense. This is how PMI every 4 years analyze the market and see the people logical sense and organize it. But keep in mind always the same picture I showed you a few minutes back. Any project should start and should have end. If you have this in mind, you are good to do anywhere in the world. On the left, you have a client who is looking for some output. On the right, you need deliverables. In between is the way of life, how to do things. Yeah, it will be a predictive, it will be adaptive, it will be a hybrid model. It's up to you. Whereas the books will try to explain all to you, exam question will ask all to you. In real life, you may use portion of it. You may use all of it. It's up to us, right? That's how it is. So if you understand the basics, you are good to survive in the leadership world. Okay, I hit it hard with a lot of information. Let me hold it here for a couple of questions before I talk some more content to you. So any questions I can help out? What are the questions can come up? The question come up is, can I maintain the same book? I have to tell, yes, maintain, don't throw the book. Books are same, right? Fjord is putting a question. Do we have to forget 14 process group names, what is included in them, and start learning new ones? No need to forget, Fjord. You have to remember it, right? The 14 process is going to be there. You have never seen process direct question in PMP. They don't do that. They don't ask ITTO questions. This too never happens, right? Because they want only the knowledge inside this area. The process are going to be the same. The book is not changing, right? PMBOK 6th edition only you're going to read. It's going to continue. But only thing is you'll organize your knowledge in the way it is. It will take a few weeks of time to organize in this way. I'll tell you, it's not easy. See, I remember how to drive a bicycle. Suddenly, if you ask me to sit in the back seat of the bicycle and start driving it, it's not going to be easy. But I can try it. It will come because I know how to drive a cycle. So that's how it will be. You have to re-look at the content. That's how it's going to be, right? Hope that answers you. Thilo is putting a question. Will there be new forms of questions interactive? Interactive. When you say interactive, I feel that it's going to be a match the following questions. Yeah, there is a chance, Thilo. There is a discussion on that, but still not confirmed, right? So I say 3 forms of question: objective type, and it's going to be multi-choice, and it can be match the type. Okay, any other questions? Jasmine is putting a question. Should we keep writing Fortnite process daily or new practice required? Jasmine, please continue Fortnite processes. I will tell you when you come for the classes in January, what all new things you have to learn with addition. Nothing to remove, only addition. Okay, nothing to remove for you guys. Nallarasi is putting question. Can we continue reading the way we do or we'll wait till the class starts? No, keep reading because this knowledge has never changed. See, Nallarasi is asking, can I stop reading? Any time in the world you have to do planning. Any time in the world you have to do cost management. Any time in the world you have to do risk management. Don't stop reading. Keep reading it. But I'll tell you how to keep the organized way when the classes starts. That easily you can catch it up. Okay. Mohammed, so inputs, output, TTTOs are going. It's there, Mohammed, and never PMI said we will ask ITTO questions. Those are there to understand the concept. I don't know whether you are part of previous classes. We'll keep telling that in none of the program, don't memorize ITTOs, understand the concepts. So still it will continue. Prita is putting a question. What about prepcast mock questions? I have validated till March. So will the content and pattern of questions will be updated, or do I again need to renew? Preeta, this is a question to prepcast. I may not be able to answer. But yes, Prepcast has a plan. If you go to your account, verify it, they are upgrading to the next version. They are giving to the people who already have an account for them, right? Please check your account. Sri Balaji is putting a question. I understood PMI has released their own training content. If some have already taken training and application for exams approved, need to retake the training. Okay, this is a good question. If you have already taken the training and if you have applied for examination and they approved the application is 1 year valid. In this 1 year, anytime you can take the examination. There is no necessity to sit for the class again. Now, PMI is also coming to the market of running the classes. So they will be running their own classes. We will be running our own classes. It depending on the costing, time factor, quality, people choose the classes, right? If you're done the classes already, don't sit for another class, right? For PDU purpose. But if you want to learn something, if you want to get to the current content, sure, you have to sit to the class, because if you see the changes are happening, it will be slightly tough for us to digest. If you listen to the person who learned it, who can teach you, chances are you may get a little more better. For that purpose, you can go for. Hope that I answered you, Balaji. Ravi putting, so Shriram, is it advisable to retake the training once again to get the ready for 2021? As if you still remember me, I took the training this year, regards. I think you got the point. I just explained you. If you want, you can get that knowledge. It is needed, I can tell you, because this change is not so small change, because adaptive nature coming inside and also leadership thoughts are slightly drilled down furthermore. People oriented is very high. So good to listen once at least to get a feel of it, right? That's a point. And Srikant is putting a question. Once the training is completed, how many consistent preparation hours is required to clear PMP 2021? It's a good question. At the same time, it's too early to answer. My prediction in the last 4 to 5 years of what are the PMP students, I've seen that solidly it takes to 4 weeks to 8 weeks of timeline to clear an examination with a confidence. If you are in a hurry and if you are not in a job and you have enough time to read every day 5 to 6 hours or 8 hours, 3 weeks is a very sufficient time to clear the exam. But there is too much of a hurry burry where your knowledge will not get digested. Expected is 4 to 8 weeks is a very decent time. Hope you got it, Shrikant. Bharani is putting, my exam application is valid till Jan mid. After that, do I need to apply freshly? Also, do I need to get a new 35 hours PDU? Okay, Bharani, is your application expiring? Usually PMI extend the application if you ask for certain reasons. But with the new thing coming up, not sure are they extending it. So you may need to go with a new application, right? That's our expectation. Okay, great job. That's a good questions here. Thanks for all your questions. If any questions further, please put over. Let me read it. Meantime, let me move to some more content for you. Now, trainings. You have to learn how the online trainings are going to be, because the content being added up, we have to take a little more depth training. That's what I understood, at least when I read the books, right? Okay, another question from Jasmine. Where we need to update the PDU certificate? Jasmine, you can reach out to our executives. They'll guide you, right? They'll help you out. Okay, the trainings, quickly for you. The trainings are starting in January. In January 23rd, we are starting the training. Is Srinam, how the training is going to be, man? Totally new content. Yeah, new content. However it is, we will make the content. Okay, somebody in unmute mode. Let me mute you. Shoaib, I'm muting you. Sorry, guys, I muted you. Okay, now what happened is I showed you 5 areas, right? Creating a high profile, high performing team, starting the project, doing the work, keeping the team on track, right? Keeping the business in mind, these 5 areas. Your classes will be organized by these 5 areas. Will be happening 5 weekends, and each area will be covered one by one. You'll start seeing the relevance of what you learned already, and if you're pretty new, you will learn fresh and happy. This is how it's going to happen. So Jan 23rd, our first batch of things are starting. If already you're a PMP student with us, reach out to Rahul, he'll help you. You can enroll and learn things. If you're so comfortable, Sriram, I can learn on my own. Yes, please continue. Nothing, no forcing here, because you don't need to again get the points, not needed. But if you feel that learning can speed up the process, yes, you have to go for it. That's one, right? Quickly, I see a question here. Karthikeyan, my exam date is scheduled on 30th December and plan to take it in 2021. Hope I can change the exam date within. Yes, you can, Karthik. Fees are paid, right? They're happy to do that. Okay, this is on the classes part. Next question comes in. Sriram, you spoke a lot about content, outline, books. You spoke about 5 areas, all good. But you didn't talk about the question. Will the question be lengthy? Will the choices will be different, tricky? If you ask me, still we're yet to see the real questions. But as I know PMI, at least for some years, they don't do any change so drastically, which will affect the people. So questions will be almost the same. But when you come to this classes, I will show you the new model of questions which is going to happen in PMI. So usually in the classes, we'll throw some questions and make you to answer. And those questions I am upgrading with the new questions coming up. So when you come to the class in the 5 weekends of classes, you will get a lot of new model of questions, and these questions will answer. It will be a mix of predictive and adaptive nature. It's going to happen, right? Abhimanyu, your hands are up. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know much about PMP and all. So that's why this question maybe. So I was planning to purchase this book, Rita Mulchai, because currently it's on some discount on RMC publication and all. But according to your past experience or something, uh, will there be any chances that this book will be again revised after a couple of months in 2021? So because I don't want to end up purchasing something which is not revised, I mean, based on the experience of exam, once this exam content is launched in 2021, will there be any chances that this book will be revised? I mean, based on your past experience only, I mean, if you can answer.
Good question. By the way, did you bought or going to buy the 10th edition?
I have not yet bought. I'm planning to bought, and there is some discount like $79 something. The actual price is $99, but they have some early discount like $79 something.
Okay, it's okay. That's a good marketing strategy. By the way, uh, two things on Rita. Rita has a physical copy book on Amazon, and also they have an online book these days, which you
Yes.
can take the book for only 6 months of time. Okay, this is two things. Let me go to the next topic where you said, will they change? They may not change. Why they may not change is PMI publishes outline at least in a year before. And due to this pandemic thing, everything got halted. Now they're starting it. In this months of time, there is a good amount of communication between all these providers in the market with the PMI to understand any changes are happening. There is no changes announced in PMI. PMI is going to continue with the exam content outline, what they publish. This will be there for next 4 to 5 years of time. When the outline is not changing, definitely books will not change, but they can release additional content as an additional book, additional reading abilities, right? That can happen, but the book is going to be same. I took the view of Rita book. Rita book has followed the same format what they did earlier, like each knowledge they given it. But beautiful thing what they did is in every knowledge they added this a task. I said 35 tasks, right? They given each task in each knowledge area, telling that, hey, these are the tasks will be covered inside this knowledge area. For example, manage conflict is a task. They will give in a chapter of resource management, manage conflict, it's covered here. They start explaining it. I will not tell this is the only book in the market, but this book is better explained so far, because we PMI has already given 10 reference books. Now we are going to the 11th book called Rita. You don't see Rita in the reference book because it's not an authorized one from PMI, right? So still Rita got a good reputation in the market. Their content is good. So for information, if you're going to buy now, I would tell give little time. Let the exam start by January. Then you can get a feel of it, how market is moving. Then you can buy. Wait for 2 to 3 weeks, then you buy the book because it's a little expensive. I don't want you to burn your figure, right? Good. But content will not change for your answer. And Paramir Singh is asking any batch for California students. By the way, Paramir Singh, we are conducting this program and we get at least 14 to 16 countries people participate regularly. So we have planned a time like 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST, which is mapping EST time zone, CST time zone, UAE time zone, and other country time. So we can't cover for Japan and Australia because it's middle of the night for them. Rest all we are covering. So if you are a student from any country, you can participate. It is an online live training program with me. You can sit for 4 hours. In case if you miss an hour in the day, it's a recorded video. You can listen anytime. Paramir, hope that helps you. Okay, that's a little on the class stuff. Let me move a little more. What else I have? Oh yeah, people in the classroom. Okay, it's a long time we met people in the classroom. This is going to happen in Bangalore. If anybody in India, anybody close to Bangalore area, we are starting the classes from March 2021. So going forward, every month we have a classroom. What is the benefit of classroom? Some people like classroom because you have a live presence and you have a live workshop. We have to put a flip charts on the wall, start talking about a lot of project discussions. It's a kind of activity oriented. Online also we have activity, but it'll be a digital activity. And here it will be a physical one. So anybody likes online more than classroom more than online, you are preferred to come. It's starting in March 2021. Why I have to give all these dates? Because to give you confidence, nothing big change in PMP. You come and listen to the class, you feel comfortable. Okay, got it, Shiram, I can go for the exams. Why I put March 2021? Believing COVID things are slowly getting down, hotels are opening, hygiene factors are improving, travel can be smooth. So we plan it for March, giving 3 months of time, right? So Bangalore people or people in India, reach out Rahul for the date and pricing details, right? So Preetha is another question. Is there a chance that Shri Learning will be providing a e-copy of Rita 10th edition, like how earlier? Okay, Preetha, it's a question a little out of scope now. We will talk later because you would have Googled and see the price of Rita already, right? Let's talk a little later about this topic. Thanks for the question. Good. So what all there? In session syllabus, this is how it's going to be. I showed you a lot of content, a quick catch up. Lesson 1, creating a high performing team. We will talk this as a lesson covering areas. Starting the project, doing the work, nothing but planning and execution. Keeping the team on track could be kind of monitoring a team, keeping the business in mind. I feel that these contents are well organized. This is going to shake the market. It's going to be really good content. Why? Lot of people oriented focus went very deep. Leadership thoughts are very deep. Many people fail in interview these days not because of lack of technical knowledge, because of what we call as interpersonal skills. In most of my training, I'll be forcing more on interpersonal skills, which is even out of the subject in PMP early days. Now, whatever I have used to talk out of subject has become a subject now. They are talking emotional intelligence. They're going to conflict management. They're talking about bias. They go very deep inside. I'm so happy. All the content which I talk in syllabus, out of syllabus, in syllabus now. So they're expecting this. Going forward, anybody want to go for leadership and managerial role, PMP can become a must certificate because of its high quality content on interpersonal skills. And planning and execution is properly balanced. Team management is properly balanced. And I finally like the last chapter, business in mind, keeping the value delivery. This is area already were there. Now PMI is pressing that button, give focus to the outcome, release to the market. That's happening. Great. That's pretty good for the day. So what are the takeaways we have? We talk about exam outline with the 3 domains: people, process, business environment. We spoke about 35 tasks under 3 domains, a lot of tasks. 5 lessons for PMP exams. Now you got the 5 lessons, right? Nothing but initiation planning concept. PMP new question paper prediction. What is the question paper? Maybe have a 4 choices, multi choices, match stuff can happen. Reference book, I showed you 10 books in that pin box. 6th edition is here. Agile practice guide is there, right? Books to read, I gave 6th edition, Agile, Rita books also good in the market, right? That's how it is. Share learning online classes and classroom sessions are going to happen. Reach out to the mail ID given here and number given here for more clarity. We'll be so happy to help you. Quickly, some more questions coming up. Let me see if I can help out. Piyush is putting a question. So PMI is going to withdraw taking exam from home post-March. I'm not sure, Piyush, did you read the message like that? I didn't read the message like that. So I don't think they'll revoke it because online is always helpful, right? So it's going to continue. If you read somewhere, please let me know. I will also see that. Thanks for that question, Piyush. Very good. So with this, we are coming to end of the program. First of all, I want to thank everyone here for participating, asking questions. I wish this quick catch up of 1.5 hours gave some basic idea about the books, outline, how the 5 areas are covered for the preparation and which book to read and how to progress towards examination. I hope it helped you. Still, you have a lot of clarity. Please reach out, give your comments in YouTube. We will try to explain you more on this. We too are learning on a day by day. As many people are getting more clarity from PMI, we will love to give this to you, right? Okay, Abhignew, you can reach out to our team. I given the number and mail ID here. They will support you. There are a lot of more questions here. Please pass on to the numbers. We'll be so happy helping you. Right. With this, I'll start sharing and I will keep my screen open. Is there any more questions I can help out? I can give you next 5 minutes of time. We can listen to some of any interesting questions. Yes.
Hashir Ramesh, Mohammed. Hi. Yeah, I already asked a couple of questions. Thanks for answering on from the chat. Just quick question, because I started I think back in October and learning all these processes, and I scheduled my test for this month as well. But obviously, with lack of knowledge and all these things, I was moving forward to next year, hopefully. So beginning of February or end of February. So do you think that's time is good enough for reschedule the test 2-3 months, or? Because I know we don't have any questions, anything from January, but.
So when you're targeting February?
End of February, obviously.
When you're targeting February? End of February, okay.
End of February.
Yeah, should be good time because you may start reading as what I explained now. Okay, you will start reading the content on that format. Or in case you want to sit for the classes in January 23rd timeline, when you listen to that 5 weeks, it will be by the end of February. Since already you learned them some content, since you listen to the new subject, chances are you can go to February last. But still, I'll tell you, give little more time, book it by March middle some timeline. Let's not give too much of crunch because you have to digest the content. I'm not sure on your digestion speed of the content. So I would tell, let's keep it till March so that you will have enough time to digest the content. Hope that helps you.
Yeah, basically I had my exam last week. And on 6th of, so I already shared my result with Rahul as well. I failed in my exam, and I'm telling everyone, I think the question or the things we are learning, the question are definitely difficult than the prepcast or I had with this Udemy, these questions, a mock exam. So all the question on PMI exam is totally different, very difficult, and because I was rushed through to the exam. And I think it is. I think 2-3 months training, I think definitely needed to pass here. That's my, I think.
I'm not sure, Mohammed, did you try? There is something called PMI sample exam. They are giving
no, I didn't. Basically, I'm based in UK, and from my membership, I think it's only for for people from I think India PMI. So because I'm based in UK, I don't have this mock exam. I think Rahul sent me the link. I think a couple of weeks ago, or maybe earlier this week. So I'm thinking to do that one as well, just for check. But no, I doubted I can book my test by 31st of December because I was planning to do 31st of December, try my another luck, but I think maybe it's hard.
Let's not go by luck. PMI doesn't work by luck. So I would expect you to give some breathing time for you and reach out to me. I will guide you the process how to go for the new one. Don't worry, we'll make it happen.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thanks.
Great, that's a good question, Mohammed. Any more questions I can help out? Anybody?
Yeah, Rahul, Ravi, Sri, Ravi here.
Yeah, Ravi, please go.
Sri, I have one question. My application is going to be, going to be valid till 26th of March 2021. So I'm planning to go with the class. So do you think, see, I went through Pimbox 6, Rita Mulkai, and I haven't touched the prepcast so far due to my office engagements.
Okay.
So do you think your class is getting over on 20th Feb, it seems? So
Okay,
after
sure.
that, is it possible to go ahead with the exam on or before 26th March?
Sure, Ravi. See, what we are doing now is when the classes are happening on every week basis, we will keep reading. Okay, from January, that's the way we're going to work. We're not going to give enough gap telling that only after the class over we'll start reading. When the class happens, itself you have to start reading, and we are going to keep small mock exams here and there in a month, right? That, and we are going to have every bi-weekly meetup for PMP sync in the sense of PMP thought process and questions. We'll have a sync up calls every Fridays. So we will talk more on what's happening. I don't want to give too much of gap where many people are not preparing for exams.
Yeah,
So,
that's was a real pain for me. I got a gap and.
So don't worry. We Sri Running coming with a strategy for 2021. You will be chased out very badly. Okay. So
That's great.
we'll have a lot of things happening. We're going to have a lot of sync ups, meetings, small exams. So keep it totally engaged from Jan, the class starts. So by March, you'll be very good to clear the exam.
Thank you, Sri. I need your support to clear my exam.
Sure.
It's a kind request to you.
Definitely. We'll help on. That's the reason we are here.
Thank you, sir.
Great. That's a good question from Avi. Any more questions I can help out?
Sriram, could you hear me? This is Vamshi here.
Hey, Vamsi.
Hey, Sriram, I attended your class in Skill Logic. And from there, I thought of writing the exam, but due to some reasons, it got postponed. I was thinking of doing it December 31. Again, it's getting postponed. And my application, I think audit will get end on Jan 2nd, if I'm not wrong. Should I apply again for the new exam, or can I request them for audit? I mean,
no. Wait, I missed it. When your application got approved, which month it got approved?
1 second, Sriram, just hold on 1 second.
Okay, your application is valid for 1 year if you got approved. Okay, when Vamsi comes back, anybody has any other question?
Yes, sir. This is Harpreet. Sorry, my husband's name and picture is getting displaced because I'm using his account. This is Harpreet.
Okay, Parveer from California, you mentioned.
Yeah. So, sir, you did talk about the extension of your existing 1 year validity. I think mine is going to expire in somewhere in February. So what is the criteria for extension? Can you please elaborate on that if I can avail it?
It got expired already?
No, it's going to be soon. I think it's Jan end or Feb beginning.
Okay. This is slightly little complicated because as it's happening in January, chances are they'll expect us to take the training again. So however it is, reach out to me in our number and email ID. I will once check and let you know before I confirm something. So message should not go wrong to you, right? So, but there is some process in that place. I will definitely help you. Reach out to the number. We'll guide you more.
Okay. So should I reach out to Rahul and the...
Yes, you're right. You got the number in the screen. Hope you got the number and email.
Yeah. Right. Thank you.
If you got it, there is something called support@srilearning.com. Write an email. You'll get a proper detail what all to be done for the process. If not there, we'll tell right away not there. So we can plan the new application in January. So don't worry, it's not so complicated. You don't need to extend at all. Even if you come by January, prepare a new application and apply for it. Nothing wrong in it. You can get another 1 year time for application. That's how it is. Sure. It's pretty straight. Nothing wrong.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Great. Vamsi, you're back. What's the question?
Sriram.
Yeah.
That actually my application was supposed to expire in 4 or 5 months back, but PMI extended to Jan because of the ongoing COVID. What will
Okay.
happen? Can I ask them for extension or should I apply again? Is my
Yeah, I
question.
think it matched with the Paramir or her question, which she asked about how the extension happens. Okay.
Yeah.
So when the application is getting over?
2nd of Jan. I mean 31st last, right?
Oh man, exactly on the day. Oh. Okay, I don't think you have to go for an extension. Probably we can reapply. It's not going to hurt you, but nothing wrong in asking for extension. What you do is go to PMI chat. In PMI chat, if you put the message that you want to do extension, what's the process, they'll give some detail. Check it out. Meantime, as I mentioned to Parmir here, the same thing, reach out to Rahul, he'll give some details on that, what to do. Right?
Sure, Sriram.
Good. Good one, Sheikh. Good. Any more questions on PMP 2021?
Yeah, hi Sriram, this is Barney.
Hey, Barney.
Sriram, like right? Like we spoke on the LinkedIn as well earlier. So like I lost the first attempt in the early February or March, and after that I just gave some long like 4 to 5 months. I haven't touched the PMP book for some various reasons. But after that, I joined your class, and it went well. So I can easily relate all the topics and everything. But the problem what I did was I haven't took any mock exams. I haven't touched for any mock exams since I didn't have. I had a confidence, so I didn't touch. But the only thing which I did was the PMI offered exam. So I scored 80. So with that confidence, I wrote the exam 2 weeks before, but I failed because the way the exam it's very tough completely. It's because more of agile oriented questions, more of calculation. So I haven't seen that kind of exam pattern in my previous attempt. So what is my problem is I have one more attempt left, and my application is going to expire on January 18th. So if I'm going to ask for an extension in the PMI, if they extend also, if I have only one attempt left, right? Or is this going to be extended that one as well? I mean, the attempt. So,
Okay, the first thing is a lot of agile questions, lot of math. It shouldn't happen. It should be lesser. I don't know why it came to you. At the same time, we have to practice at least 5 full exams before you go to main exam. If you don't do that, definitely exam will be tougher because the level of preparation is highly needed. Okay, gone is gone. Let's look new. When you have one more attempt, you can take the attempt which is coming there. Also, you can talk about the extension as we are talking about the same topic. We'll get more details on the extension stuff with the new changes coming up. Now, expectation here is you have to continue reading the workbook, what you have, and also you have to learn the new concepts before you go to the exam. And also you have to practice more questions. If not, it's going to be pretty tough for you. Right?
yes, yeah. Yes, Sridhar, I got your point. But again, one more thing, I'm really sorry for taking time. In the negative side as well, if my extension is not going to be happen, for example, and if I'm going to reapply for, reapply the same process, do I get 3 more attempts with 1 year extension, or how it will be?
You're right. You're right. If you reapply, they'll give another few fresh attempts for you. So don't worry about it.
Okay, sure. I'll try my best to get it, and I'll reach to you or Rahul through chat if I need any help. But I need your help, obviously, to clear the PMP exam.
Sure. We'll help out. Don't worry. We are there.
Thank you, Sriram.
Fantastic. There is a question in the chat window, Sri Ganesh. Hello, Sri. If we are reapplying for the exam, can we use the old format, which I sent earlier, and mention new project for showing the number of hours in new format? Okay, new format will have 3 domains like people, process, and business environment. Earlier, we used to have 5 domains. We have to redo the content on that. Reach out us from January when we want to apply for this new format. Until then, let's go with the older format. I don't want to disturb the people currently who is doing. So same 5 thing is going to be done with the 3 things. There'll be a slightly change in the way we do that stuff. But nothing wrong. You can even put 5 domains and apply it. It should be approved. As you saw the content now, it's almost same, right? The 5 ideas, that's how it's going to be. So Ganesh, you can reach out with your content a little later to me. I will guide you, but not now. Let's give a little time. Then we'll do it. Okay. That's about Ganesh question. Abhishek is putting a question. Do PMI charge fee again when we take your second attempt? Second attempt. For second attempt exam you're talking? If so, 3 attempts are allowed. You have to pay every attempt exam fee. But if you're talking the exam charge fees again when you take your second attempt, yeah, second attempt you have to pay fees, Abhishek. That is that. If it is first attempt lost, second attempt there is some reduction in the fees fair, but you have to pay the fees. Nothing comes free with the PMI, right? Great, that's good. Ganesh question, that's good from Abhishek. Anything more question before we say thanks to each other?
Sir, you mentioned about taking at least 5 exams before appearing for the actual exam. Do you mean, I do know that PMI provides one sample before we appear for the exam. So is there a way to get, I mean, how can we get more mock questions?
There are good simulators in the market, a lot of simulators available, and we have to choose any one good simulator, which is highly recommended, high rating, and the questions are relevant to the main exams. And we have to procure this simulator, and in the simulator, take 5 full exams to go for the main exam. Many times we recommend Prepcast because Prepcast has a good quality exams, and some of the exams are pretty closer to the main exam. But anyway, nobody can match the PMI. PMI standard is slightly different. But PMI, this Prepcast has some good exams like exam number 6, exam number 7 are high quality, which sometimes matches with the real exam. So those simulators will help you. By the way, this is not the only simulator. There are a lot more available, but simulator is needed. Without simulator, it's pretty hard to go to main exams. PMI sample is just a flavor for you. That will not alone help us. It's a one exam, one time you will take, or 2 times you can take. Question may get repeated. But if you go to simulator, it's a paid one. So for the paid service, they'll shuffle the question, keep more question. So they'll make it a little more interesting. Yep. Hope that helps you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. I know we're getting a lot of queries on this. Please put your queries in the comment section. We will try to answer all your questions. But this program will keep it more focused on PMP for 2021. We saw about the content, we saw about the books to read, we saw about what are the classes to go. But one thing I want to tell you is, if you observed with me last 1.5 hours, there is no 360-degree change, right? There is no 360-degree change. Somebody is known to be scared, man, I can't think of PMP now on. That's not the case here. Whatever you learned, you're going to add some layer top of it. That's how I get a feel. When I started driving the car some years back, we used to have certain manual way of using the car, right? Then automated cars comes in. But at the end of the day, the car engine is same, steering format is same, the driver position is same, only the format little bit changed. From the manual, we have to go to automated driving. Something like that, the basics will be always same. They'll add little layer on top of it. Always keep in mind, there is a customer ready to buy something, there is somebody to give something. So buy and sell, both going to be there. We are going to live in between this gap. For in between this gap, you will have a predictive approach, adaptive approach, hybrid model. The content will be in proportion moving here and there a little bit, but end of day, the story is same. Nothing changes much. But at the same time, we have to wait for January to see how PMI put the question, how they target you. That is very important because their question pattern and question area is a slightly tricky sometimes. We have to understand that. We will also tune more as January comes in. For now, you are good with what the material you have. Stay strong. 2021 is going to be really great. PMP is going to be one of the best certificate. You know why the reason is? They have brought in adaptive approach. Under that, you have Agile. Now, all the IT companies will be recommended and will become mandatory to one stage. You have to do PMP. And PMP is going very deep inside on people, leadership, emotional intelligence. I'll tell you, this is the most lagging area in the market when the interviews are happening. So PMP is going to be most craziest certificate in the world. So be there, get yourself, be a proud winner. With this, thanks to everyone for participating on Sunday. For any further queries, reach out on the comments or reach out on the mail ID or phone number. We'll be so happy to guide you. Right, to catch you in new sessions on January 23rd, 2021. Thanks all. Have a great day. Thanks all. Could see your chat window. Thank you.